So welcome back to the channel, and today I don't know if you remember from previously, we'd got the boiler back on this engine and it's getting close to going back together and being operational. So I'm about to go away for a few days, so I figured it's an ideal opportunity to do a bit of paint work on the tanks and the boiler. I've had the engine here so long that I feel a bit guilty, so it's going to get a bit of a tart up. It's not going to be a full paint job, it's not going to be a complete strip down and a whole new job. It's just going to be a nice rub down, and we're going to just tart it up rather than a full strip down and paint. So let's have a look at what we're going to do. So my plan is to leave the running boards, although I might just put a bit of paint on the bits where the paint's come off that you can't see anyway. But I'm going to leave the running boards and just paint the barrel, the tanks, the cab, all that sort of stuff, so it just looks a bit tidier. The underside doesn't look too bad. The red running valance, not quite prototypical. However, I've known this engine for a very long time, not personally, but I've seen it at exhibitions and all over the place, and it's a bit of a character of that loco, so I want to leave it, but it's something that the owner could easily brush paint anyway at a later date if they so wish. So, tanks, boiler barrel, but I have noticed just this moment, this bracket on the back of the tank, which holds the handrail, is missing on one of the tanks. So, I need to make one of them and fit it on there. And then we can look at painting. But what else needs doing? There's a bypass valve there which I might take off just to protect it. I'm not planning on painting the inside anyway, so it's only really the outside. I have started to look at that tank, but not majorly. Or actually no, this tank. On the front there is a oil box. I can't see any mechanical fixing for that, so I'm assuming it's soldered on, or it might be glued. However, on this one I started playing with the pipes coming out the bottom and they came off, and the pipes were just glued on the inside of the tank to keep them out of the way, as you can see there. So just a spanner on those, broke them free. I think they're just all glued together. And same there, so that can go back as they were afterwards quite easily, and I won't have to mask them. I've taken the handrails out the front. So first off, let's look at this and then we'll get on to the rest later. So I started by marking out in a piece of angle just because it's easier to hold. Drilled the hole, roughly cut, leaving myself loads of clearance, and I'm now going to cut across here, cut that off, and then I will actually bolt it to the good one, which is upside down there. I'll bolt it to that and use that as a jig to file it to a matching shape. There we go, bolted on, quite tight, single bolt. I will now file that so the two shapes are identical, and then we can look at soldering it onto the other tank. And just a few minutes later, we have it filed. It's not perfect, but the original wasn't perfect, but it's a pretty good match to the original. So now to take this off here, put it on there, probably see if I can convince the wife to come out and just hold it down while I soft solder it. I would consider silver solder because it looks a pretty fragile piece. However, with the amount of heat it would need, I'll ruin the paint, which although we're going to be painting it, we still want the paint finish to be good, so I don't want to have to rub down too much of it to get it flat again. But also I'd run the risk of disturbing other stuff if I got that hot enough for silver solder. So soft solder it's going to be, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. Thanks. So yes, I did get that hand I needed, as you may have seen, although it was quite zoomed in. But that's gone nicely. Now I can clean it all up in situ when it's cooled down a little bit more. So not too bad. And then we can start looking at painting. So tackling the tanks, first thing I'm going to do, the transfers are raised, and if I put coat of paint over the top, you'll easily see where they were. So I've got myself a sharp chisel, and I'm just going to gently work around the transfer and get underneath it. Now I might take some paint off in places, but I'm not too fussed, because as I rub it down, I'll make them as flat as possible. Now the red and white lines around the side are painted on rather than transfers, so I can imagine they're going to be more difficult to come off, but I'll just try and flat them with some coarse sandpaper. I've got some 80 grit on a roll, which I'll start with to get rid of the worst stuff, and then I'll carry on with some 220 or something like that to get rid of the rest. So there we go. Where's my 80? There it is. Oh, there you go, the painted lines have come off quite nicely. So I work round like that, where I've damaged the paint and where there's already chips. We'll just focus on that to thin it right down. But the 80 grit will keep lifting the edges, so you'll never get nice, smooth transitions from the paint to the brass. But this will thin it quite a lot. And then just to show you so you don't get too bored, if I find my 220, you'll get rid of a lot of more of the scratch marks. And the transitions from the black to the brass will be a lot smoother. So I'll carry on like that, and we'll get the rest of the tank sorted like this. Get the other one done, and the cab roof, and the boiler, and the bunker. I'll get all that done, get it ready for painting, and I'll be back. So I'm pretty confident that everything that's painted black has now been sanded down, flatted, ready to take some paint. My next stage, I've only put this on the engine to make it easy to hold. It'll obviously come off there to be painted. The next stage, I'll gently dust a bit of primer over the areas that are brass. It needs to be a few thin coats, just so that it etches into the brass, gives the paint something to key to, but doesn't start eating into the previous paint. But I also need to set this up somewhere to be able to get around it to paint. So I'll get it all set up, I'll start painting, and I'll let you see how it's going. So here goes. I've got some edge primer, everything's set out, ready to be painted. I'm going to try and set you up somewhere that you're not in the way, and I'll time lapse it so that it's going to get boring just me painting all the time. So yeah, I'll let you see how it goes. Change your plan. Very light coats. and so on. There we go. Yeah, I will get this done, set you up, and you can watch it from a distance in very fast time. So you may have noticed me disappear for a minute during that recording. I noticed that the gun wasn't really spraying properly, so I took it apart and noticed a little issue which I had to go and sort out. But I don't know if it was because of that little issue. We've got a reasonable finish, but there is a bit of spotting in there. Let's take a look. As you see, it's a little bit of a rough finish, which I'm not overly happy with. But we'll see how it looks when it dries. The dome's come out lovely. Don't know why, the dome always comes out lovely when I'm painting things. But I'll give it another couple of coats, and then if I'm not happy with it, we can flat it down a bit, and then get a nice flat coat on afterwards. So I'm back from the club, and I've possibly had a couple of glasses of wine, but it's Easter Sunday, so I thought I'd check out what's going on in the workshop, and I'm not happy with this. Let's take a look. So, as I suspected earlier, the finish on that is diabolical. I will have to wait for that. I mean, at the moment, if I'm still a bit tacky, I'm going to wait for that to dry fully, which might be when I go back from holiday, to be honest. And then we'll start rubbing it down and have another go. But it's bizarre, the bunker isn't as bad. They're not great, but the dome is brilliant. And the boiler barrel is okay, not brilliant. I don't know why the dome always goes really well. When I did the Duke years ago, the dome went really well, but everything else went badly. It's bizarre, but it's going to dry off. It's going to get flatted next time. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry it hasn't been great, but this is real life. That's how things go. And I will see you soon. But thank you so much for being here, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that other jazz. And I will see you soon. Happy Easter. Although it's not Easter for you because this is recorded a little bit in advance. So, see you later.